Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, drop your elephants and your crowns and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know it's later than we normally do it, but look, I'm trying to still vacation and give you content. And I was meeting with some of my friends that live in Germany and some of my friends that live here in Amsterdam. And we had a really, really great Sunday. But, back to business. There's several stories that I need to cover, but stay tuned for all of that. And stay tuned for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap tomorrow with Layla Lynn and Grace Report. And we will be on Layla Lynn's channel. And we will also will be doing our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap with Up and Adam and Down with Jason here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. If you're not a part of our texting community, so you don't miss out on any of the information. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything. Okay, let me see what everyone's in the chat saying. What's going on? Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. This Love and Marriage episode. Here's the thing about Love and Marriage. It's not every scene that captures my attention, but there are just big highlights, and we're just going to talk about the big highlights from this episode. First of all, Carlos King, we need to always send these guys on a trip. And I get why we do it on the Real Housewives. We need to do it for this group because the Las Vegas episode was how many different episodes? And it was really entertaining. And I was almost getting the same feeling that I get at the end of a trip and everyone's packing up and leaving. I was just like, I don't love that part. I got a little sad for them. But they had a really great time. It was entertaining episodes, but now they're coming back to reality. And we're going to talk about those different moments. Let me just see what everyone is saying. What's going on, Detroit? What's going on, Merlinda? What's going on, Courtney? What's going on, Diana? Shout out to my mod, Susie. What's going on? I saw Susie was already in the chat from the beginning. From the moment I said go, Susie was already in the chat. Rochester, Minnesota. I only know Rochester, New York. I didn't know there was one in Minnesota. What's going on, Bernice? What's going on, Avis? What's going on, Carrie? Texas is in the building. Is BDE what I think it is? No, it's not. BDE is the name of this episode, Big Depression Energy. You saw what Carlos King tried to do there. But I think it's quite fitting for the show that we're talking about, though. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're of course talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And every time we talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, although this is later than we normally do it, we will be getting back to doing it at a normal time. Hopefully when I get back next week, more than likely, I probably will have to do Love and Marriage Huntsville, the recap on Monday as opposed to Sunday, because I just know I'm not going to be where I need to be in order to do that. But if that changes, I will let you guys know. But we will do still our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, unless there is no new episode next week. I'm not sure. But yeah, behave yourselves. Tampa Bay's in the building. What's going on, guys? I'm your boy, TheKempire. If you're not following me on my social media, be sure to follow me so you can see some of the things that I've been up to. I haven't posted anything today, but I will be posting later on this evening. Of course, tonight it's a big night on Bravo. We have the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's a big episode for Potomac. We're going to break that down. We will have our own separate live where we talk about Potomac, where it will be members only live chat tomorrow. Members only live chat. So if you're not a member, you don't have to be. I'm not telling you have to be a member, but tomorrow will be a members only live chat. It's something that we do at least once a month here on the channel. Every other Sunday, not Sunday. Well, normally we do that live recap Sunday after the show. And we do subscribers only, but tomorrow will be members only live chat. You can still watch the video. You can still call in, but it will be a members only live chat tomorrow for Real Housewives of Potomac. And I know all of you are going to have a lot of things to say. A lot of things to say. So let's get into the Love and Marriage Huntsville conversation. So, was it last week? Oh my God, I'm lost with time. Okay, so they're still in Vegas, but the guys, of course, are talking about what what Marsau was talking about in regards to depression. We talked about it last week, and if we thought he really was depressed. Do I think that Marsau is depressed? I don't know. I don't know, because he does give signs of depression. He does give me, what we see a lot in the Black community, where he does not want to get therapy. Do I think he's depressed? Do I think he needs therapy? Yes, I definitely think he needs therapy. I definitely think Marcel needs therapy. I don't know if he's depressed. I'm not a clinician, so I can't tell him that he's depressed. What I do love, of course, our girl Kimmy comes through, and let me see, do I have the Kimmy picture? Hold on, y'all. Yeah, our girl. Ooh, hold on, y'all. There we go. Let me turn that off. So when you're dealing with smaller screens, our girl Kimmy decides to have this dinner to address some of the things that he said in Vegas. Because at the top of the episode, I just kind of wish they had ended everything off and left Vegas in last week's episode, as opposed to opening up with Vegas. Vegas was so good. This episode was okay, but I enjoyed Vegas episodes way more. But I love the fact that Kimmy decided to put together this dinner. First of all, because they talked about Kimmy and Tisha. They talked about being in a better place, going forward, even though, we know that Tisha has been shady in her confessionals and things that she has done and said. But at some point during this conversation, Kimmy makes it seem, and I look, we like Kimmy here. We like Kimmy here. But I get where Tisha might get a little upset about Kimmy saying, sometimes it's the spouse, but it's true. I think what Kimmy was trying to say in that particular instance was that sometimes he can't go to you because maybe some of his concerns or issues are with you. And I get why Tisha would get in her feelings about that, because she doesn't want to hear that from Kimmy, especially when they just started to get in a better place. But I get what she's saying. Sometimes if he needs to go to a therapist on his own so he can talk about it. And I think what they both need, Tisha and Marsau, is to go to couples therapy and individual therapy, both of them, not just Marsau. But of course, Marsau is, we've become so familiar with him that he is just, he's such a misogynist. So of course he does not believe in therapy. He doesn't want to talk about his feelings. He talked about at this dinner, like just getting over it, even though he says he's been allegedly dealing with this for a year. I don't think I need to even say allegedly. He said he's been dealing with these feelings for a year. So even though he's been dealing with these feelings for a year, he feels as if he doesn't need to do anything about it. He feels that he doesn't. Lisa H says, "I have no idea what you're talking about." We are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville on the OWN network. I think I'm going to get into Ready for Love, y'all. The DC version. I think I'm going to get into it. I actually might even get into Family or Fiance, because I watched an episode last weekend, and I was like, first of all, I don't know if I want to watch it just because I don't need to be crying. I like something that's gonna make me laugh every once in a while. I don't mind a couple of tears. But the Family or Fiance, that's some deep mess right there. And why does what's her name? I remember when she was interviewed by Oprah. Why is she dressed like that? Is it just me, or is it just me? Farrah, you can't say you're across the pond. Are you technically still across the pond if I'm in the Netherlands? Is it just a different pond? See, Danielle says Family or Fiance is the bomb. Tiffany says, no, Kimmy was speaking in general. That's what I know. I agree, Tiffany. Wait, this is not Tiffany from the show. Don't let Tisha off the hook being insecure. No, I agree with you. I'm just trying to have an open mind in regards to this. We have to remember, because Tisha is insecure, anything that Kimmy says, because Kimmy is so secure, Tisha is going to have a problem with it, even though they said that they're going to move forward. Harry says Kimmy was keeping it 100. I agree. But look, a lot of you are saying that you love Family or Fiance. We might have to get into it, guys. Maybe once I get back and I'm settled in my normal studio, then we can actually do that. I'm way too close to the camera. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to get used to this. What's going on, Jordan? I see you. Judy Hill says, hold on. Judy says she's a great therapist, though, on Family. No, she is. She's definitely really good. I just, that's the first thing I saw when I watched that one particular episode. I was like, oh, that can be distracting. As a therapist, you don't want your people distracted. You don't want them distracted. I had to drink some water, y'all. I'm a little dehydrated. I'm not drinking my water like I normally do. I always have to have my coldest water bottle to kind of keep me, in line. Don't forget, guys, you can get your coldest water bottle for 10% off when you use the discount code KEMP10. There is a link in the description of this video. Shout out to everyone that's been posting their pictures, tagging me, sending it to me via text. Your coldest water bottle. I really wish I had my coldest water bottle with me. It's one of the ways I remember to drink my water, and it keeps my water cold for 36 plus hours. I can't wait to be back home. I love to travel, but when I'm trying to work and travel, it's like if you only saw the things that I'm doing just to make this happen. And I'm doing it late. It's very late here in the Netherlands, but we're here. I'm not going to complain. Back to this episode. So Kimmy orchestrates this dinner so that Marsau can talk about his feelings, talk about possible solutions. And he kind of goes about coming up with all types of excuses on why he's feeling depressed, which is very, very possible. It's very, very possible why he's feeling depressed, but he also refuses to get any help. And what Tisha says, which is very real, she's like, if you're refusing to get help, we don't want to lose you because you haven't taken care of yourself. That happened in our family because someone noticed something and they didn't take care of it. And depression is a silent killer because you don't even realize how it's affecting your health. You don't you realize how it's affecting your health. And we here on the platform, and we talk about this, and we talked about this with Robin Dixon. I don't like it if people are going to use depression as a storyline, and I'm not saying that's what they're doing. It just comes off that way, and it's very icky territory. It's very icky territory. Thank you so much. I am mispronouncing your name, and I know that I am, so I'm going to call you Miss Smith until I learn how to pronounce your name correctly. But thank you for the super sticker. I know I'm going to have my other screen open so I can see the movement of the super sticker. But thank you so much for the super sticker. Shout out to all my mods. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. I appreciate you guys so much. We will be adding new tiers to the Royal Court membership when I get back, so I can sit down and figure out what that's going to include. Of course, some of that will include private live streams where it's just us talking about some of our favorite shows. And maybe we will launch that during the Potomac reunion, because maybe we can have some private conversations. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for the super chat. She said, we appreciate you. And I appreciate you guys. I really do, because you all are also being flexible. We normally do our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap, 12 p.m. Eastern. I've just been running around all day. But I said, I wanted to get it done today because tomorrow, of course, we have a busy day with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Real Housewives of Potomac recap. We will be doing our own Real Housewives of Potomac recap here on the channel, so you guys can call in and share your thoughts. Guys, don't forget to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Once we get to 100 likes, I will be posting the calling link so you can share your thoughts on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if my mods can just let me know where we are with the likes right now, so that I'm aware. Once we hit 100 likes, I'll post the call-in link. So back to this episode. I do feel like the conversation that Kimmy and Maurice and Marsau and Tisha were having, because he also blames Tisha. He said, you can listen more. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like him saying that was a good point, or was just him deflecting? Because Tisha doesn't need any more. She doesn't need any more pressure on her or any more insecurity. Now she's going to feel insecure. Am I putting too much pressure on him? Tisha doesn't need that. She does not need that at this point. So I didn't like the fact that he put that on her. You could listen more. But I can also see how Tisha probably doesn't listen. Can we agree with that? I can probably see how Tisha is not listening to him, because Tisha sometimes just is like talking. Susie says, I didn't like it. Tisha is always listening, maybe listening way too much to him. Kirsten says, deflecting. Inspire Me says, Tisha better run. He's blaming everything on her, and the bottom line is he has another woman and is not interested anymore. Oh my Lord. Vicky says, I side-eyed him, and liked her confessional. She really looked good in her new confessional look. I know uh, Carlos King posted that they were asking questions for the reunion, so we are going to get a Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion this year. To me, I knew that was going to happen because their views have been incredible. Their views have been doing better than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's big. That's big, first of all, for the OWN network, and it's big for a reality show and a former executive producer of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Guys, I know there's a couple of stories that I've missed, but I've been aching to talk about them. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday, we can just do a Real Housewives things that we missed. Things that we missed that I want to talk about. Logan says, you talking about Tisha Giselle Knowles? She looked good. She did look good. I was like, they're all beautiful people. They're beautiful couples. They're beautiful black men and women. We're not going to talk about Tiffany this week. Tiffany and Destiny are going to try and mend fences. Destiny doesn't. I'm still looking at Destiny with the side eye because you guys let me know that allegedly maybe the reason why her marriage ended with the chicken man, shout out to Danielle, was because she allegedly cheated, which made me go down a rabbit hole of, is the baby his? I'm just saying, I'm asking questions. Curvy Queen, yes, we are both up late. They don't know our struggle, Curvy Queen. Now I know your struggle when you're watching us live. But guys, when I get back to the States, I will definitely be doing certain lives a little bit earlier for our international crew. As you see all the time, we have people from England, people from Denmark, people from the Netherlands. Luckily, I haven't been stopped in the Netherlands. One thing I love about traveling is anonymity. When you're just sort of walking and, no one knows your name. Like growing up in New York, growing up on like Staten Island, you're always running into people you might know. It's like, that's why I stay in my house. MH, what's going on? Shout out to my UK folks that watch. I appreciate you as well. Because I always have to remember the UK is not just England. But we do have a lot of people that watch from London and things like that. But shout out to our UK watchers. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're of course talking our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Next week, more than likely, the recap will probably be Monday. So stay tuned for that. Tomorrow, of course, we will be doing our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the Real Housewives of Potomac recaps here on the channel. I will be joined by Up and Adam and Down with Jason for our Salt Lake City recap. I will be dropping by for our weekly recap with Layla Lynn and Grace Report for the Real Housewives of Potomac, but we will be doing our own live here where you're able to call in and share your thoughts. Excuse me, guys. Let me see what you guys saying. Okay. Where are we with the likes, y'all? Because I know we were at 80. Hey, Shantae. Shantae says, I had to go online and look at the reviews for Black. Didn't we do that? We did that together here on the channel, I believe. We're always doing stuff together that we should not be doing. Like, we're always doing things that we probably should not be doing. Welcome to Miss Brooks. Thank you for joining the channel. Guys, if you want more information on how you can join the membership here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. And if you want to join our texting community, head on over to TextKempire.com. More information is available also on the coldest water bottle, your 10% discount, in the description of this video, and our past recaps of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And again, I'm going to say I'm ready for Love and Marriage another city, be it Brooklyn, be somewhere else. I'm ready for it. Let's get into some of everything else that transpired in this episode. I'm going to skip over the other little things that happened with Lewis and Martell going and getting his son ready for it. Yeah, no, we can skip over that. Yes, I just, what I don't love about Lewis and Tiffany. Yes, they've been through things and they do probably have a level of knowledge that they can share with these couples, especially after being divorced. It comes across like know-it-alls, and I'm not in for that. I'm not into that. We all know. We all know. That's what we were talking about last week with this couple. Miss G says, does anyone else have a problem following the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? I find it hard to get into. I always have to watch each episode twice and I still can't get into it. That is dedication. I get it. I get it. You know what it is? I think we have to remember this is only their second season. Remember the first couple of seasons of some of our favorite shows. The first season of Atlanta, although we had some really great moments, it wasn't perfect. It really, like, their biggest episodes really came a little bit later on in the season. Look at Potomac. Potomac didn't start off great either. Okay, we got to give them a little bit of time. I get what you're saying, because there are people like Meredith and Lisa Barlow and no, Meredith and Lisa Barlow that bring really nothing. They really bring nothing. And I think that's where we're going to need to start shifting those ladies out. And Angie Harrington is coming for Lisa Barlow's Snowflake. And I'm ready for it. All right. So we're already at over 100 likes. I'm going to drop the call-in link, but I want to go through Martell and Melody's argument, because that to me is probably the biggest issue that we had this episode. We will continue to talk about Marsau and his depression, and I want to hear what you guys believe in regards to that. But Martell decides to have lunch with Melody and is pretty much saying that he wants to have full custody of the 4 kids because she has 6 and 7 babysitters, and they go over. And, I felt for Melody. Melody, every once in a while, I'm looking at her with the side eye, and I'm just like, she's being such a producer. But even with that being said, I felt for her in this instance because I felt like he was mom shaming her, because she is being successful in comparison to him. She's doing multiple businesses. She has that new clothing line. I mean, I'm not going to get it. I literally looked at it like, she looked like she did it on Canva, which is okay. I do my thumbnails and things like that on Canva, but I'm not selling y'all merchandise from Canva. Merchandise is coming, but it won't be from Canva. But if people are going to buy it, why not? Why not? And it's successful. She's doing music, she's doing building, she's doing, merchandise. She's doing a lot of different things. And I do feel like Martell in that conversation was mom shaming her. And it's sort of like he's a very toxic human being. I feel like every instance, even in this conversation, he was sort of saying, not sort of saying, he basically said, you contributed more to the failure of this marriage than me. What? You had a whole baby with another woman. A whole baby. All right, let me drop the call-in link, y'all. I got sidetracked. And if you guys are just joining us, don't forget to like this video if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel, because you're getting daily and consistent content. Even when I am on the go, you're getting daily consistent content. And don't forget to subscribe here, but also follow me on my social media. Everything's at TheKempire, or at Kempire Daily, or at Kempire Radio. At TheKempire, you will see some of my travels and some of the videos and footage that I'll be posting there. Let me see. Okay. Exactly. Kirby Queen was like, how dare he talk? I really had to rewind that back. I was like, did he really just say that? Did he really just say that? But I think he says things to trigger her intentionally. I don't think he really, maybe he does believe it. Maybe he does believe it. Oh my God. Obi has Martell as his thumbnail. I can't. I am thirsty today, y'all. All right, guys. We have almost 300 people in the room. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. This is, of course, our Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know you guys love to weigh in, so we're going to take your calls right now. I want to hear your thoughts. Ruth, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Ruth?
Hey, Kemp, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
What are your thoughts on this episode?
Lord have mercy. First of all, let me say, Martell is he can't figure his way out now. He was a big baller, he was a high roller, and I made you this and I made you that. Now we know who has the brains. She got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's very controlling. He's controlling, and to me, he's so stupid that he doesn't even understand how his marriage ended. How do you point at Melody when you have a whole human being that you created with another? I mean, come on. How much evidence do you need?
A whole human being.
Yes, he's crying. He's he has diapers every day. Don't you buy that? Like, come, wake up. You know, he's blaming Melody, and that's control.
Yeah.
And for him to even think that he can take the children, well, why can't you go and look after the other one you made over there?
Oh.
Like this. He knows the only way he can get her is using the children. Using the children. And the one thing that she uses is his penis, which yes, that's what caused the whole thing. You can't keep your pants up, like, come on, but she is not taking it from him. One thing I can tell men to really see here, a good lesson for all of us, is that when a woman is fed up, women, we can take a lot of bullshit, but once we are done, we're done. Once we're done, oh, I don't care how long, 9 inches, you can make it 12. It ain't working. It ain't working over here.
But you did you see how he complimented her and saying that it was nice to see her during the Vegas trip? Do you think he's still in love with Mel?
He is in love with Mel, and he wants to get her back, but Melody is done, and that's what he can't stand. He can't stand the fact that he can't wake her up the way he used to do it, like the way he used to fool around and she'll fall back in. She ain't doing that no more.
Yeah.
He went knocking at 1:30 in the morning to try and get some. You ain't getting none.
Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, it's all over, honey. It's over. You have a whole human being now running around somewhere. No.
I want to ask you before I let you go, Ruth, what did you think about Marsau and his, depression?
That's an asshole. He has no depression. He's stupid. Marsau is stupid. Tisha is stupider. And them two, that girl needs to go for therapy for at least 2 years. She is so brainwashed. She believes everything. Who thinks that she should listen more?
Yeah.
She listens to all the bullshit. He comes up. This guy, Marsau can sell ice in Alaska at a very huge price. He's the kind of person, and such people are very dangerous. I hate people like Marsau. He's a no good man. And Tisha, and see the fact that he knows her strength. She's the most educated woman in the house, person in the house. He knows that. That's why he keeps her in the house. He don't even want her to go out. He's such a small little man. And I'm telling you, and men like this, they treat women like that when they put their pants down. They don't have nothing but a pinky. Oh, shit, let me go. I love you. Love you.
Thank you so much for calling in. Ruth was on fire. What time is it over there? On a Sunday. Guys, if you're just joining us, of course, we're talking about, I thought to say Real Housewives. No, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Are we going to get a new Love and Marriage Huntsville, a new city soon? I have a feeling that we are. Carlos King, slip in my DMs. Let me know so I can talk about it. Because I'm looking forward to another city. I like this city, but I'm looking forward to the expansion of this soon-to-be franchise. All right, I'm going to bring up Obi for his quick commentary as always. What's going on, Obi?
Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
I agree with Ruth. Pinky and the brain, and we all know who Pinky is.
Oh, Lord. Damn.
So if narcissism and chauvinism had a grandchild, who do you think it would be?
Marsau.
Yeah. There's a popular saying, and it's a wise saying, not to take mental health issues lightly, which makes me conflicted with what I'm about to say. But I think that Marsau is using his claimed depression to deflect others from getting close to the truth. But hey, that's just my opinion. You ever wonder why he tries really hard to make good with Mel? It's because Mel had tried to warn Tisha about him, pretty much. So that's all I have to say about that. Now, we've said in this channel before that we're body language experts. Do you know whose body language speaks volumes this time?
Oh,
Destiny. Because her emotions and her anger are displaced. What really happened in your marriage, Destiny? Are you the cause of his demise? If that's the case, maybe it would be better if you start owning up to it. Martell, you're becoming an embarrassment to manhood. I would have thought that you would have taken this opportunity to begin to work and rebuild yourself, but you're focusing on the wrong thing. Remember when you had the kids just for 1 month? Melody still had to pay the bills to keep the lights on. Now you want custody. Make it make sense, Martell. If you ask me, I think the reason why you want this is the same reason why your clothes don't fit you anymore. Mama Martell, I think Martell is the way he is because of you. You would do him more good if you started being a mother to him instead of a yes woman to him, just the way he wants all the females in his life to be. I still think Lewis is corny and I still think he's his wife's bitch, but you know what? He does give good advice. He seems to be more level headed than the rest of them.
definitely.
You know
I
what?
agree with that.
We have to talk about Tiffany though. Tiffany, we have to talk about your fashions because as soon as I hope you may be wearing something nice, you just find a way to mess it up again because those white heels with that blue and white dress, I don't even know what to say. Maybe everybody else in the chat will help me out.
Oh my god! But I can't with Obi, man. Obi, my lord! All right, let me get to Natavia. What's going on, Natavia?
Nothing's going on. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing well. What are your thoughts on this episode?
Oh my God. I can imagine Martell would be kind of depressed and that he cannot take Tisha to that therapist with him because how was she sitting there with him complaining about not being able to juggle her and his side pieces all at one time? Like he can't have her in that session. So Kimmy was right. He cannot have her in that session. It's the spouse, just like he's the spouse for her. That he's her issue. She is part of his issue too, and she does listen to him. Just because she is not doing everything that he says and disagrees with some of the things that he says does not mean that she's not listening to him. It just means that she's different and have a different opinion than him. He is a jerk, for real. Because like Kimmy said, why did you bring that up if you didn't want anybody to talk about it? Like nobody is going to sit by when you say that you are depressed. Like to her, she's a nurse. So like that's a cry for help. So why would you say that if you really are good or whatever the case may be, unless you were doing it just to manipulate people and to make Tisha look like a fool because she was looking like, oh my God, like you're depressed. And she didn't even know. So that on that. But with Martell, one of those kids, he ought to be ashamed of himself. Like he ought to be ashamed of himself. Like he really does not have a job. You're mad at her because she's taking care of your kids. Like you made her a single mother. She's trying to hustle and bustle like you both were doing when y'all were together. Well, apparently she was doing a little bit more hustling and you was doing more bustling. Right. So why are you mad at her now and then trying to make it seem like she was a bad mom? But when you were talking to Lewis and you seen Lewis wasn't with your mess, you was like, she's a good mom. Why you couldn't lead with that with her and say, like, I know you're a good mom and if you need help. But the thing is that you are trying to take the kids from talking about you want full custody because she has these babysitters when you don't even get the kids when it's your turn to get the kids. So like she said, your cousin had them because you wouldn't come and get them. And it was, it was his time. So like, you don't want those kids. You just want to have, and that, give me the first option. That was his way of wanting her to call him with her every move. Like he probably literally stalks the hell out of her And he probably sits in that car. That's why he don't have a job, because he probably sits in that car and write down and stalk her every minute of the day with diapers on and everything. Because like, why did you pull your phone out? Like, I know the kids he probably got some information from the kids, but the way he was trying to call that stuff off, like, well, you have 3 in one day, this one at this time, this one at that. He was there. He was there watching her. He was there. Just like she said that he stalks her when she's out on dates and stuff like that. He stalks her. But if you have all that time to stalk her, why you can't get the kids when you're supposed to?
Good point. So you think he was just being manipulative?
Yeah, he's trying to have, like she said, it's control. It's a control mechanism. He's trying to have a key on every move that she makes. It's not about those kids. He's not thinking about those kids, because like she said, at the end of the day, if you were really thinking about those kids, you would have, even if you was cheating, you would at least wore a condom, because you already knew you had got the girl pregnant several times. So at least you would have tried to straighten some of that stuff up and wore a condom or something, so you won't bring any outside babies and all that kind of stuff. Like, you didn't care about those kids when you was out here in the street. You broke your family up. And now the kids have to go shuffling around to everybody, because Mel is a single mom, and that's her reality now. And the reality is that you made her a single mom. She had to leave you. So it's done with that.
Wow. Natavia, thank you so much for calling in. I have such a long line. I want to get to everyone.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye. All right. I want to say thank you to Pam Jordan for the super chat. She says, Kempire, absolutely love your content. I appreciate all the work you are doing to bring us the latest. Thank you so much. And I feel like I'm failing you guys because I'm like, oh my God, there's so many stories that I've been wanting to report on that I haven't been, but I will be back in full action in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. You're still getting content on a daily basis here on the channel. Don't forget to check out our shorts, our YouTube shorts, because you're still, even if you don't get a full length video, you're still getting hot topics in under 15 seconds and sometimes under a minute. So be sure to check those out and let me know your thoughts on those stories. Les says Martell acts like he's cheating didn't end his marriage. I know, I didn't understand that, how he was blaming Melody for the majority of what went wrong with their marriage. I was like, are you just saying this for the camera? Are you just being facetious? No, he was dead serious. All right, I'm going to bring Danielle up. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there. Happy Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday. Thank you for the reminder. What are your thoughts on this episode? Because I know you have plenty.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to keep it quick, though. So I think the dinner was a good idea to address the elephant in the room with Marsau. I think Marsau brought the depression up to deflect from the renewing of the vows and everything else. Because remember, he dropped that tea in Vegas. I think that when he said that Tisha doesn't listen, he was trying to give her a gut punch, because remember, he didn't want to do the renewal of the vows, and he told her that, but yet she still tried to go through with it.
Oh, see,
that's how I took that. I didn't take it as though he was trying to like talk me. I took it as though he was trying to give her a gut punch. Like, we just went through this. You don't listen. I told you I didn't want to renew the vows, but yet we still ended up at that chapel. That's how I took that.
I completely forgot about that part. And this is why I love when you guys call in, because you remind us. That makes a lot of sense.
So, and then what Kimmy said about, her being in the medical field, and this seems like a cry for help. I thought that was a very valid point. And I didn't take it as though she was trying to shade Tisha with the whole sometimes it's the spouse. I thought she was speaking very in general, but it just so happens in this situation, it hit home for Tisha, because Tisha knows that she could be a big part of the issue. One thing I also paid attention to, the conversation that started in Vegas, is when I think they brought it up last night, but Martell said that he hasn't been happy. Either Martell or Tisha said that their marriage hasn't been right for the last 3 years. Well, the fact is, y'all been on this show for the last 3 years. So if your
Tisha said that, it was Tisha who said that.
So if your marriage hadn't been right, what's more, fame or your marriage? It might be time to walk away from this show. Like, it ain't that serious. You're not that famous yet. I mean, you guys have come up on a great platform and you built a name, but You can't be on this platform and on this show speaking out, oh, it's all about marriage, it's all about our kids, it's about our commitment, it's about this. But if your marriage has been suffering since you've been on this show, it's time to walk away from the show. Show me that will show how big you really are, how much your marriage really means to you.
Yeah. Can just hold on 1 second. Say thank you to Curvy Queen for the super chat. She says, "Mr. Kempire cap sexy. I can't breathe. Help me. Please come bring me oxygen. I'm still on Opie's comment." Yeah, Opie killed.
Dropped some bombs today.
I was like, oh my Lord. Okay, go ahead, Danielle.
Then when it comes to our main man, Martell. Okay. So I kind of want to see where Martell is coming from, but at the same time, I want to jab him in the gut as well. Let's go back to reading body, and this is more reading facial. If we look at Melody's face in this scene, she looked like she had just been crying. Like it doesn't. She doesn't seem like it seemed like she was putting on a smile for the camera.
Really?
For the scene, like that doesn't look as pleasant as she's trying to look. That look like the pleasant Melody that we normally see. She seems, and maybe that's just a space that she's in. She seems very peaceful or very calm. But something's brewing behind that facial expression right there, or something previously just happened.
Do you see this comment here? Hey, Courtney, she says, "Did y'all see Marcel's drunk live stream where he alluded to him cheating and Tisha cheating back? So she revenge cheated?"
I don't believe that. I don't think Tisha cheating with anybody. I don't think she has the balls to do it. She's too scared of Marcel. I don't think she has the balls to cheat. Now, as far as Martell wanting the kids full time, to your point, Lewis made very good points, and Lewis said it's not the best idea. Martell was like, she's a great mom. Martell only came with that suggestion to pick at Melody. He knew that was going to make her upset. At the same time, I wish Melody had thought about, well, Martell, what would you do different if you had the kids? Because this thing, most times when guys have their kids in this type of situation, he either has a bunch of babysitters, to Martell's point of too many babysitters, or he drops them off at their mother's house, because that's normally what happens. The father gets the kid for the weekend and they go right to grandma's house where he go run and does whatever he does. So, but I understand. I want to say I understand him wanting to know or wanting to have first dibs of the kids, but I totally agree with everyone else. He only wants to know for control. He doesn't genuinely want to know for the sake of the kids. He wants to know for control. But also, I feel like this conversation, what happened to their co-parenting counseling that they were doing? Because shouldn't this conversation have happened with the counselor and not at the table of the restaurant?
Well, maybe they just did that for the show.
Obviously, because like Melody just said in the interview I just watched, I'm co-producer of this show. So yes, it was probably just done for the show.
But because you remember when we watched it, I said, oh, this is such a great idea. I love that they're doing this. I really want them to commit to that, because in reality, they have 4 kids together.
Their commitment to therapy is like Candace's commitment to therapy last season with her Post-its. There was no commitment. It was a commitment for the show, for that scene, and that was it.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Potomac tomorrow.
So yeah, Martell just needs to get over himself. He needs to sit down and reevaluate. Oh, but I will say this in Martell's defense. Martell did tell us in a previous scene, hear me out before you turn your head, in a previous scene on a previous episode, that Melody was the one that was able to get all the, remember when he was talking about how she was able to sit for the exams and pass the exams? He was the one that would come up with the ideas, but she was the one that was able to go get the license and stuff. So I feel like together they really were a powerhouse. He knew the work and how to go get it. She knew how to get the licenses. So now she has taken that and he's piss poor out of luck because he can't. I wonder if he even finished school, because if you can't sit for an exam long enough to finish the exam, like, did you even finish school or how did that work? I'm just wondering, because it's not, I needed the math and it's not math and it's not adding up. And Martell just needs to go sit down. Both of them need to leave the show. Like I said last week, leave the show. Finish getting some healing, because right now this is not working. And Martell needs to go get a job at Chick-fil-A so he can have the kids on Sundays.
Yeah. All right, Danielle, I got to get to these callers.
Bye.
Thank you so much for calling in. Bye. All right, MH, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, MH?
Hiya, I'm one of your UK subs.
Yes.
So thank you for this early live. Even though it's like 11:15, it's so much better than usual.
It's even later here in the Netherlands. It's an
So
hour
normally
later.
we just watch all the reruns and love the channel, love what you're
Thank you.
doing, really
Thank
enjoy
you.
it. I just wanted to make 2 points. First one was about Marsau. It's Marsau. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with him and the depression, I really think he's setting us up for when he leaves Tisha. So, I've been depressed. All the stuff he's talking about, I'm making so much money and, I'm a high achiever. That little powwow with the 3 men was so fake. It was like, you really don't want to talk about mental health issues. You just want to make it appear that you're men of substance or you have something else to talk about rather than running down the women like you normally do. It wasn't a genuine conversation because everything was about, I work so hard. I'm such a high achiever. We're such great men. We're men that protect and provide. And it rang shallow for me. So I think that the reason why he has to work so hard is he's got multiple families. It's expensive to keep multiple families. So he's probably got, all of those people that he has to provide for. Because remember, Kim, we've never heard from them. So he has to be paying them good. Everybody else has come out really quickly. Every other scandal, people, the side chicks, they come out. But he must be paying them really good to keep them quiet. And that takes a lot of hard work. The guy said, I've had 3 jobs since I was 13. Anyway, so we'll leave him there. Tisha, I think he plays on the fact that she's a dark-skinned woman and that she doesn't speak very well, and those are some of her insecurities, and she probably had that from a young age, and he picks at her, but she's really smart academically, so he uses her
smart.
because for his businesses, she probably does all the paperwork, same as Melanie. She probably does that side of the business, and he does the grunt work kind of thing. So that's probably the dynamic there. Martell, I want to know, I found this so interesting, is that Melanie's quite nice with him. She only reveals the stuff that's already out there. But this time she said that in the first year of their marriage, she nearly left him. And he also, because he mentioned before that she would go away and stay in hotels. So what was Martell doing to her to make her go to hotels? Like, she needed such a break from him that she would go to a hotel and stay by herself. He was making it out that she was doing something like nefarious, but really he needed a break. And she said to him, it was because of the way that you were treating me. You've been running me down. The way that we nearly didn't last the first year because of your mouth and the way that you speak to me and the way that you deal with me. And I think that also stems from his mother. Someone else mentioned it. The mother looks like an old school crackhead.
Oh, damn.
I think so.
We're gonna see Martell's mom next week a lot more.
Yeah, so I think she's tried to reform and she's put a bit of an act for the TV, but I think she grew up and he had a lot of problems with his mother. Their relationship, that dynamic was never healthy. She probably looks like she's gone to jail a few times. She probably looks like she brought in multiple men that were unhealthy into the home. We did something to Martell. We never know. Like, something looks like it's Martell is a broken man and he just wants to break people. But what I'm not here for is him trying to get a Wendy Williams situation where his child side chick, him and the baby lift off Melanie in her little side gigs and her little hats that she's selling on. That's just sad. Like, come on. That's it. That's all I had to say. Thank you so much. She's not your Wendy. Piss off.
Oh, thank you, MH, for calling in. Bye. Okay. All right. We have a long line. Let me get to the calls, guys. If you're just joining us, we are, of course, talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. For our replay crew, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. As you know, here on the channel, we are open to differing opinions. Some of y'all, look, I saw a video I posted, I think yesterday, and I was talking about, I think it was Erica Jane. I don't remember which video it was, but there was a whole conversation. And that's how crazy it is. And I get it because I talk about celebrities and I know how stories get so out of hand and misconstrued. People can simply put in the comment section a particular narrative about you. And I love the fact that all of you come to my defense in the comment section. That's why I don't fight back and forth with people. If I have time every once in a while, I will drop a response. But other than that, I don't. I do allow people that are a part of my channel, even if you're not subscribed, to share your thoughts in the comment section. So if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts, as long as you're not being derogatory or trolling the people that are there, and as long as you're not abusing people that are there. I have tough skin. I'm not going to say that things that people have said in the past haven't hurt me, but trust and believe you would never know because I'm not telling you. But it's going to take a lot. But also, I'm not here to look, I told you guys this all the time. I'm not here to moderate grown people. And if you're not grown, you shouldn't be watching the video. Anyways, let me get into the rest of these callers. We have a long line backstage. All right, Bernice, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing? You enjoying your stay?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing fine. This show, let me start from the beginning. Big Bubba and Tootsie Pop. I still don't trust them.
Wait, who's Big Bubba?
Louis and Tiffany.
Oh, damn. Yes, you did call them that before.
Yes, Louis and Tiffany. Because they still so overeager to make themselves seem like they're the perfect couple.
Yeah.
But we still don't know nothing about y'all.
Yeah.
You know, that don't make any sense. Now, at the Vegas trip, when Destiny, when she was pissing off Destiny, and he said, "Well, you surprised him with a wedding." He said, "Yeah, but we have been waiting 2 years." Wait a minute, your son is 14 and his son is 16. So, were y'all messing around with each other? Y'all was each other's side piece. That's how y'all marriage broke up. Because the numbers is not adding up. I like math. 1 and 1 is 2. Come on now.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah,
you always got me thinking.
Yes. So, and y'all only been together 11 months. Married 11 months. So how long was y'all together before those 11 months? You said 2 years. So let me do my math. So that means your son is 14 now. Okay. Your son is 14 now, so 2 years from that, he was 12. So how long was y'all messing together? Come on now.
You know how the streets start talking. So
yes.
the pointing this out.
Yes. So the perfect couple, y'all need to go Big Bubba and Tootsie Pop. Okay. Marsau. See, Marsau, I grew up around men like Marsau.
I know you talked about that.
Marsau, if this depression is real, the only thing, he gonna have to almost have a heart attack for him to take this stuff seriously. Because when his brother he said, well, we grew up poor. He said, maybe we need to go into counseling together. And he said no. And Maurice looked at him like, bruh, I'll be there with you.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I don't need it. But when Tisha said the story about her auntie, where she had a lump and she just let it like, oh, I take care of it, whatever. And it ended up spreading and she ended up dying from cancer. And he didn't even have the decency to put his arm around his wife and say, baby, that's not going to be me. I'm going to be there for you and the kids. Ergo, to let me know that you one selfish son of a bitch. Okay, you only care about you. You don't care about your wife. You don't care about your kid. You know,
it's coming across that way.
It's coming across that way. You don't care. So wherever happens, happens. Let the chips fall where they may. Martell, we need to go to Men's Warehouse and get a new wardrobe for the adults. You know, when he was talking to Louis, and Louis was telling him right, he said, you know, if we wasn't there, we was afraid what you would have did to her. because you kept charging at her like you was gonna knock the heck out of her. Now, there's no cases of domestic about them, but I wouldn't be surprised if Martell wouldn't have pushed her or choked her or grabbed her real hard, because his anger, when he get that angry, it took 3 of them to hold him back.
Yeah.
Okay, and he see Martell is low down. He's sneaky, because when he pulled out his phone, well, let me look. Man, you ain't looking at nothing. You just going through your darn contacts, please. Okay. When he said, I don't want all these influences on my kids, you have them around all these people. And then when she said, wait a minute, different people. Your cousin was one because you couldn't go and pick them up when you supposed to. So I had to call your cousin and go pick them up because I was at work. My mother and my brother. So it's all family. You know all of these people. You have relationships with all these people. So who am I bringing around my kids that's going to influence them to do something bad?
Yeah. So you agree with me that you feel that he was mom shaming her?
Yes, he was mom shaming her. Yes, he was. Because you know what, Martell was expecting Melody to break. He was expecting Melody to realize, well, I can't live without you. I need you in my life. But Melody rose above her circumstances, and she's going to be a success. Martell can't do that, because even when they were sitting down there talking, well, you went to the motel. He said, yeah, because you was treating me so badly. Well, how I know you went by yourself? She said, that's never been my character. I didn't do it then. I don't do it now. But you had a whole nother baby, and to show that he low down, he still ain't told those kids that they got a sibling out there.
I'm sure they're waiting for season 4
right.
for that.
Really? Because that shows, like, man, you cheating your kids. Not just Melody kids with you, but your other kids. Because they still doing without their other siblings. I don't care what you have sidekicks or whatsoever. The kids need to know who their siblings are.
Yeah.
And for you not to be even man enough to sit down with your kids, and Melody said she will be there to support her children. You a low down dirty dog.
Miss Bernice, we have a long line, so I'm going to have to get to everyone else. Thank you so much for calling in, as always, and for making me laugh.
Okay, kiddo. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, the Hicks world, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on the Hicks world?
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you for, doing this. And this is my first time, but realistically, I would have to say that the men that are on this show have shown since season 1 that they can't be trusted. And the sad part is, when you have a community of men that cheat on their wives, everybody is doing that, right? Most men that are faithful to their wives are not going to constantly hang with other men that are unfaithful to their wives, right? And so it's kind of like, when you're single, you don't take, relationship advice from people that, if you're married, you don't take relationship advice from single people. Same thing. If you out here being faithful, you're not going to be around somebody who's constantly unfaithful. And it's come out multiple times. Ariane has done multiple interviews of Marsau knowing that she was with Martell, that he's cleaned her car and got her oil changed and all of this. Even so much so where they tried to save face, and Marsau got on live with Tisha and the alleged side chick to say that he wasn't sleeping with her. And it's just like, to go through all of these leaps and bounds to say, hey, I'm not a cheater, when in reality, your best buddy Martell was cheating for 5 years. You were doing
maybe longer.
Okay. You were doing the same thing. And let's not forget, they keep talking about this side baby. His Miss Wanda said something about it. Her cousins and brothers, everybody said something about it. It's not a rumor, when it's come out several times. Now you're just doing really good trying to cover it up, right? And I think women, like, that's what Melody was trying to tell Tisha, to like boss up, because you know your man is horrible, just like mine was. And they've had a lot of other conversations with each other that we haven't had on this show, that we haven't seen. And, you know, women confide in other women that they know are going through the same thing. So, honey, my man was cheating on me, so was mine. That's why it was such a shock to Melody. Okay, that's why it was such a shock to Melody when Tisha was like, my man would never do that, because Melody, like, now, girl, you know, we done had these conversations before. You know, they was doing the Rashida and Erica running up on the side chicks before together. So I just feel, and then to speak on from another aspect, I'm married now, love my husband, we have a beautiful son, but previously I was in a very toxic relationship, and Martell screams toxic, because he doesn't recollect everything that he's doing, and it's on national television. So you can literally play it and be like, "Now you did this," and he like, "No, I didn't do anything. I never hurt you. I was the best thing that ever happened to you. What are you talking about?"
He really says stuff like that.
Yeah, and that is really true. That is a really sick, narcissistic trait, where people really truly believe that they didn't do anything, right? And that's why domestic violence happens. And I truly believe that we might not see it on the show the same way Melody didn't tell people for 5 years that he was cutting up and cheating and everything. It took me 5 years to break away from my domestic violent relationship. And I didn't tell anybody, because I didn't want people to know that that person was doing this, that, and the third, because I knew I was going to take them back. I didn't say anything until I was finally like, okay, I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. I'm over it. So now we're seeing the sick way Martell treats Melody. And I truly believe he might have put his hands on her, because she's just such at a place now where it's like, now y'all see how he really is. And I tried to cover up for him for so many years. Why I can't cover up anymore. And to the point where men have to take up for her and stop him in his track for charging at her. I think that's highly disrespectful. And I know I went off on a tangent, but I just know that he's definitely, if not, we already know he's emotionally abusive, right? But he definitely has some tendencies of being physically abusive as well. And y'all have a wonderful, happy Sunday.
On that note.
It's called Love and Marriage, and it's not a lot of love and marriage happening right now.
Oh, I know. It's about to be love and divorce. Oh, MH left. Well, not MH. The Wix fan. I forgot what it was. It was all right. Y'all know. She brought up a really good point, though. It makes me also question the friend group and them always seeming like they want Mel and Martell to get back together. I don't think that's healthy, because they don't know the inner workings of that relationship and how toxic, even though we could tell how toxic that relationship is and the potential of possible other types of abuse might be in that relationship. Them always trying to bring this couple together. No, let them be. Let them be. Miss Janaea, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Miss Janaea? Hello? I can't hear you. Miss Janaea, if you have AirPods in, take them out. Maybe that's... There we go. Hello? No, I can't hear you. I'm sorry, Miss Janaea. Nali Inspires, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on?
Hey there, Kempire. How are you doing today?
Look, the police, I put my hands up.
Right. I know my window was open. I'm sorry.
No,
I just want to say hello to everyone, and you are adorable. You know, I love you. And I love that little list you have. That is so cute. You got me. I'm talking like that. I watch you too much because I have that little, I started doing that. I don't know why. But it's so cute. I promise you. Okay. Mel and Martell. I mean, as we know now, Mel held that man up so great. I mean, we would not have known he didn't have enough sense to pass the test. We didn't know that. Yeah. She had him. I mean, that hurt my feelings when he destroyed their marriage. But yes, he is being manipulative. He knows Mel's weak spot is her children. He has no other attack he has no other way to come at her. So he is definitely coming to her through the children. You know, I could not imagine having to work with him and spend time around him after all that hurt and the divorce. I hate that they're in that place. And I agree with the other call. I think Danielle said they really don't need to. That's too much. Because I probably would have clocked them upside the head. I just don't know. Clocked them. I mean, I'm just saying because they're pushing each other buttons. It is sad. It really is, you know. Marsau, I think he's depressed, but as he told the counselor, I don't come to Tisha with these problems. I don't let her know what's wrong. But he's going somewhere with it. And men tend to act out. You know, they'll sleep around when they're doing things when it's not. He does need his own individual counseling. He really does, because he will act out. But he's raised that way. He's built that way. And she understands that to a certain degree, but the Pandora's box has been opened for them, and she can't unhear and she can't unsee the things that have been revealed to her. She's had a veil on her eyes and she's accepted it for a long time. But now, I mean, how do you go back? You know? So I don't know if they'll get to, you know, be able to work through those things. And I hope so, because they also have a family. We don't see their children as much, but I hated to see Mel and her and Martell break up, and those children being, you know, I wouldn't want to see that for them, even though I know Marsau is a jerk or whatever. But yeah, he's acting out. He's sleeping around. He doesn't believe in bringing things to his spouse. And that's her problem. Why are you not talking to me? I don't bring that to her. But he's got somebody he's bringing it to, because it's not a therapist or anything. It's not. Not that kind of therapist, child. I don't know what kind of therapist, but it's not that one, honey. No, man. He's getting therapy. Louis and Tiffany, your day's coming, honey. We're gonna sit back and they're gonna sit. It's right now, since they're so entertained about it. I mean, Louis has good as you say, advice. Well, they're cracking up, because right now the Holts and everybody, they don't have time to be worried about who are Louis and Tiffany. They probably already know, but that's not their focus. So they're just sitting back because they're kind of in their glory days right now. But their day is coming. Let them stick around. It's going to come out as usual. You know. It's going to circle on around. You know what I mean? Destiny, I like Destiny. And Destiny, she should be able to just tell, look, girl, I don't like you. You run your mouth too much. You're being messy on purpose. We don't like you. Well, I don't anyway. So, you know, those trailers that we saw at the end, oh my God, I'm living for that.
Yeah.
What was this proposal? Was that real? Was it a video where Martell grabbed Mel's arm and she said, I'm not your woman no more? Oh my God. I'm living for this. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. But anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm sure I could go into more in depth, and I'm working on that. I'm doing little notes so I can actually have some real things to say. But Ruth, I love you, girl. Danielle, I love you guys' content. I mean, well, whatever you have to say is really entertaining. Everybody is, but those are a couple of my favorites. And darling, I love you too. And I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna hold anybody up. Okay.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. We have over 500 something people watching. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. I'm going to take these last few callers. I'm going to make it quick. Hopefully you guys will make it quick as well. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because you're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel, even when I'm traveling. I appreciate everyone's comments, and I appreciate your comments for the replay crew. Let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville in the comment section. But of course, be civil and respectful of other people's opinions as well. All right, Dustin, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Dustin? Dustin, you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville?
I don't want to. I watch you.
And we appreciate that, Dustin. What did you want to say?
He's in the bathroom.
Say it again.
Hold on just a minute.
Dustin. Dustin, this is a live show.
I've been having a lot of trouble with my computer lately. So.
Oh, trust me. We understand. Did you have anything that you wanted to say in regards to the show or anything?
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been on here lately because I'm having trouble with the computer. So
It's okay. I know you're still supporting.
Thank you. I'm having trouble, so I gotta get going here.
Okay. I'll talk to you soon, Dustin. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Nina Simone? Is this the real Nina Simone? What's going on, Nina?
I am, hey, Kim, I am reincarnated. I love her. I love her music, even though she is no longer with us. But Kim, I miss your D.L. Hughley painting, even though that wasn't D.L. Hughley. You know, the one that looks like D.L. Hughley. I can never remember
my Jean-Michel Basquiat.
See, that would have never came right out my mouth. You know, you said more, a whole lot more better. But I think the last caller was there for you. I don't think he was trying to come on there to make no comment. But anyway, that's still here and there. I think he was there for you, boo boo. But listen, this is one of my favorite shows. Even though they need to be on Bravo. Well, no, I think they probably need to be where they at. But if they were on Bravo, they would be one of the shows that had husband and wives. You understand what I'm saying? They had real relationships that was really married, real housewives of. But anyway, I want to say this about and I don't know what her husband name is. Edgar. That's what he looked like to me, some Edgar or something. They there for clout. They there for the up. You know, they sit back and they talk about everybody else's stuff. Like, can we really see who y'all are? Because we ain't really seen them yet. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't like Tiffany. I think she's messy. I just do not like her. But Marsau, I wish that his wife would see that it's over. It's over. I'm like the other caller. He's not going to therapy, and he said if he realized that he can't handle it on his own, then he may seek somebody. But see, he ain't trying to go to no therapy. He got another woman. Listen, I've been on that end of the spectrum. He good looking as hell though. God dang, he is fine. He is my type of man. He fine. Somebody else got him. Somebody else got his attention. Somebody else. You don't work that hard and not go on vacations with your family. No vacations with your family. I don't get that part. And he did reach his hand. I did see that. I don't know if anybody else seen it. He did reach his hand around his wife when she was crying. But I think she just there. And you know, it's an old saying, staying way past the expiration date. Like, you got to know for yourself when it's over. This man has not shown you any iota that he wants to be a part of your life, your children's life, you know. And then when it comes to Melody and Martell, I'm like, you better snap, crackle, and pop him, Melody, because when she sat down at that table, she was ready. She was ready. Like, what receipts you got, Martell? You know, I didn't think that she, and I'm not saying going against what the other caller said, just my view. I didn't think that she was coming in there crying or had something going on. I think she said, honey, bring the receipts. What do you want, Martell? Like, is this all you're going to say? Because she showed her stallion. You know what I'm saying? She showed that I got this. You know, the people that are taking care of our children are our family. You know, it's not no outside people. And I believe that at some point, if he wasn't physically abusive to her, that he was emotionally and mentally abusive to her. Because sometimes that could be enough. You can be so emotionally and mentally abusive to somebody that the hit is just what? It's just a hit. You know, because I've been in domestic violence for 10 years. That was years ago. Wow. But I understand, you know, that it gets to a point when he was around those guys, they had to hold him. He would have jerked her or something. And she was calm. Like, what you gonna do? You know? And I'm like, really, with your little tight pants? His pants be too little. His shirts be too little. Like, I can understand they fitting, but his is tight. Really tight, you know. And I'm like the other caller, honey, if you don't go to Men's Warehouse and get you some new clothes or something. He's jealous of her because what has happened with her life he probably knew that this is the plans that she had set for her life. But see, he was too manly and all up in his own self to really see that it may prosper. She went on. And one thing a woman can do, and sometimes they do, is when they hurting so bad, they pour themselves into their dreams, into their work, until their children, and they make it do what it do, boo. You know, I'm over Martell. I wish he would go on. You know, he has like, why are you still there? Why are you still, you there to hurt Melody? Because that's the only reason I can see that his whole storyline is surrounded around Melody and what she's got going on. What do you got going? Do you got a job? Oh, I'm like, Tommy, oh, Martin, you ain't got no job, man. And I believe somebody in your chat, the chat back in the back, they say, you know, I really believe that he's probably there. The only reason he wants them children is to try to get some child support.
Oof.
I mean, you know, men can be dirty too. I ain't saying that he may not need it if he's the better parent, because I do believe that Melody is the better parent. Those children, she's raising those children. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be quiet. When a woman gets divorced or just not married at all, it takes a village to raise them children. And that's exactly what is happening. It's a village coming in and stepping in where that daddy should have stayed. He should have stayed his penis, like she said, in his pants. And they wouldn't be having this issue. They wouldn't be having that issue, Kemp, if he had kept his penis in his pants. This is the same woman he got pregnant many a times that aborted babies, you know? It was said on the show. It was said on the show.
I forgot.
She got pregnant many times. So this time this woman said, I'm not getting ready to do that again. So now you have to live with another child. You don't just have 4 children, you have 5 children. But Melody is her pride. She'll be like, the baby can come around. I can see Melody saying, the baby can come around. It's not the baby's fault. It's your fault. You understand? I can see her saying that. But I'm so proud of her that she's glowing. Her Instagrams be the bomb. She is flawless in everything that she does. She calm, cool, and collected. And if she's hurting, we'll never know it. Like you said, people may hurt you when they be doing little stuff in the chat. But guess what? They'll never know it. Because you that type of dude, right? You that dude. But thank you. I don't know how long you're gonna be gone, but you're doing a great job keeping us informed on everything. You know, I like your commentary. I really do. You do wonderful. And I'm gonna
Thank you so much, Nina Simone. Have a good night.
All right. Bye.
y'all really be out here. Look, let me not speak improper, because that was another comment. This is what what is it? I forgot what the comment was. I was a grammatical disaster. Look, I like to talk Ebonics every once in a while too, y'all. I like to not always speak articulate or the King's English. Anyways, all right, let me get to these. I'm going to take these last 2 callers, guys, and then we're going to call it a wrap. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and this is our weekly recap. It's a little bit later than usual, and it's very late where I am, but it's okay. After this, I will be going to bed. And of course, we will be doing our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap with Up and Adam and Down with Jason here on the channel tomorrow. Stay tuned for that time. And we will, of course, be doing our Real Housewives of Potomac recap with Layla Lynn and Grace Report tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be 7 p.m. whatever time zone I'm in. 7:30 p.m. time zone. Anyways, all right, Miss Brooks, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Miss Brooks?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, first things first, I think Marsau was completely transparent with Tisha in the beginning of their relationship and what type of wife that he was looking for and what he wanted in a marriage. And now that Tisha has been exposed to other different things and around other different couples, she's starting to change, and she's starting to see, okay, there's more to what I had at home. So she's wanting Marsau to become someone different because she's become someone different. And to be honest, that's unfair. Secondly, I think the conversation that the men were having at the table, I really wanted them to kind of like expound on some of those conversations, because all of them seem to be defeated. And it just was a weird vibe, when they were sitting outside and having their steaks. It seems like, a lot of them are starting to think, okay, we're being exposed from being on this show. We're not able to live a double life. It's starting to completely drain us. It's becoming something different. Because if you like I was just pulling it up on my DVR. And if you look, it says 3 high-powered couples. Well, child, we know that is no longer. That is no longer, the narrative of this show has completely changed. And I think Marsau is grappling with that. And I think we are seeing Martell unravel with that. And we're seeing Maurice trying to avoid that. So the dynamics are extremely interesting. I know we have a time limit. I'm a new subby and I don't want to be disrespectful because I know you have one more caller, but thank you so much for bringing me in. And I just love your content. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Brooks. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye. I love that. People are so polite. People are so polite. And also my battery is running out, y'all. That's the other side of traveling and trying to do lives like this. Because we can go live for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We can't tonight. I'm going to take this last caller. If you're just joining us, of course, this is our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. As always, for our replay crew, let me know your thoughts on this episode, your thoughts on Marsau and his alleged depression, and your thoughts on the conversation that Martell had with Melody. Break that down for me in the comment section. Miss Jania, I'm going to bring you up. Miss Jania, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call also.
Of course.
Okay. I'm going to try to be real quick because I know that's your thing. All right. For Marsau and Tisha, I don't like that everyone is throwing away the depression. Black people for years and probably forevermore, it's omnipresent in our lives, in everybody's life, one way or another. And I think we've just dealt with it. Right now, mental health is all the rave. Like everyone has, like it's a fad. It's been in everyone's life forevermore. It's just now that we're getting proper attention to it. So he probably is depressed, and probably for his entire life, he's just dealt with it. So his thing, I'm going to continue to deal with it. Let's not, he doesn't want more attention on something that he's not that pressed about, because he's probably have always dealt with it. So it's not, I don't think it's that he was making it up. I think he feels like, yeah, so what, and because that's what everyone else does. The thing is with Tisha, I believe, just like someone else said, 3 years they've been on the show, 3 years they've had problems. I believe all of these women have been dealing with cheating husbands, and now the show has put a spotlight on them. And the men and probably the women also are getting more things thrown at them, and they don't know how to deal with it. And I'm a Northerner, born and raised, now living in the South. There is a thing about Southerners, marriage, they're a little slow on the uptake. I don't take offense to anyone, but they have a lot of ways of the past where marriage and family and children and things like that are forefront or the center in their lives. And Tisha appears to have been raised that way. So that's important. And even the guys have mentioned it. That's important. So Marsau as well as Martell, I believe those women were used to being in a relationship with cheating husbands. And this show has given them opportunities that they didn't have before. So now they have options. And I think that Martell's biggest thing with Melody is that, how dare you leave? You've been dealing with it all this time. And now you've overturned the apple cart to where I'm stuck out, because now he looks like a bad guy on the main stage. He can't do anything. He has no money. And now you have another mouth to feed. You know, so that's what I think is going on with those two relationships. I feel like the women are. I think Melody is trying to school Tisha. Look, you better get out and get yours before you're left holding the bag, and you're embarrassed. So I think Tisha is trying to hold on, like, Melody. Now she's a single woman. If I can have one thing over her, is to not be a single woman. So, she's holding on to whatever she can. But that's what I feel about those two relationships. I still don't like that new Tiffany and her husband until they tell us how their former relationships ended. Why and how are we to think of you two as experts? They could have been cheaters in their relationship. They we don't know. So, you can't play
That's
expert
true.
unless we know you actually have the expertise. So I will let you go. I don't want to take up any more time, but thank you for taking my call.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Bye. I saw a lot of people posting in the comments. We had a whole group of really on point callers tonight. Thank you so much for calling in, guys. Something's happening with the Wi-Fi. So look, when you're not at your own, y'all know I pay extra for the good Wi-Fi at my house. When you're out and about, when you're in another country, the Wi-Fi is not going to be the same. And I noticed towards the end of this, the Wi-Fi is getting a little weird. So we're going to end the live, but as always, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section for our replay crew. Shout out to my mod. Shout out to everyone that called in. Shout out to everyone that sent in a super chat. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com. Join our texting community at TextKempire.com. Stay tuned for more recaps tomorrow for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Real Housewives of Potomac, and of course, we will be doing our own members-only live chat for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Also, we will be on Layla Lynch channel tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. GMT. There you go. And then whatever that is for the PST. You guys will figure it out. Join the text community. That way you don't miss out on any of that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. I'm out of here.